And welcome back to more Trevor mode in Castlevania Curse of Darkness. When I last left off, I was, well, practically done with this town. I'm done with this town. No more clowning around. Going into... what is this building? Why does this door pattern keep appearing? It's just so odd. Come on! Come on! Ow. Daggone it, Isaac. He really does not want me up in his grill. It's like, no, my grill. You're not invited to my cookout. Ow. As per usual, he's weak to ice. The only thing that really makes him annoying to fight is his stupid devil dude flying around. Sometimes I get lucky and end up freezing him, but other times, not so much. Ah. Jeez. Oh, gosh. Fuck! Good lord, I did not have this much I can't talk. I did not have this many problems with him when I fought him before. My ice whip was able to freeze his damn devil dude. Dang it. Just like, he just keeps pushing me away. I can't get close to the bastard. Sometimes he distracts my frickin'... There we go. Ow. Ha-ha! Oh well, this is going much better. Now I actually look like I know what the hell I'm doing, rather than just mashing buttons. Pro tip, I'm still mashing buttons. I said it only looks like I know what I'm doing. Not that I actually know what I'm doing. Okay, enough with the standing around and the maniacal laughter, and take advantage of this moment. Ha-ha! Second time is the charm. I get my crest, 'cause I'm the best. Okay. Is the heal... Oh, the healing thingy's out here. Why do they do that? That's kind of weird. But, okay. MP max up. Do-do-do. I think I'll re-equip my circle tip. Circle tip is re-equipped. Now let's blow this popsicle stand. Ooh, popsicles. Zombies. Yeah. By the way, you know you're a small channel when you get a first comment on one of your videos and you not only don't care, but you kind of smile and it's like, yay, a comment! It has no real substance, but it's a comment! Yay! Comments as well as likes do help videos in YouTube's algorithm, so even if it's just a comment saying first, it helps, and I'm appreciative of that. I think the item crash for the stopwatch lasts a bit longer. I cannot read that word. Machine tower. By the way, if some people are going to call me illiterate, well, I'm literate enough to be able to read and write most words. Yes, there are a few select keywords I do not know how to read, but that in and of itself does not make me illiterate. I saw that comment, jackass. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there was a comment on the bird guide video for this game where apparently I did not know how to pronounce the name of one of the dragons. So, you know, not being able to pronounce one name makes me illiterate and means I can't read at all. Because that's how logic works. It's like, you could have just pointed out, hey, this is how the word is pronounced. It's like, oh, okay. But no, you had to be a fucking ass about it. I mean, it's one thing to correct somebody and whatnot, or to point something out that they didn't know. It's another thing to have this high and mighty, hoity-toity, I'm better than you are attitude about it. Stop in the name of time. I have already sung that line. Beard was itching. White gravel. I'll pound you into the gravel. I'm probably horribly mispronouncing that name. You know, it's normal for people not to know how to pronounce things that they don't usually see written, like, at all. And then there's the fact that English tends to break its own rules a lot of the time. There's a lot of words in the English language that are not pronounced the way they should be pronounced according to its own rules and the way the word is spelled. Or do I need to remind people that we're a culture that has a day called Wednesday that we pronounce as Wednesday? I think the takeaway from this is I just don't like assholes. But then again, most people don't. Unless you're the lovable type of asshole. Ow. Iron gladiators! Ow. Kablamo! I think I've said it before, but this way of doing an alternate character is actually kind of interesting because you have the alternate characters that have fixed stats that make the beginning parts of the game like piss easy and the ending parts of the game really hard, though that usually comes with the territory of a difficulty curve in the first place. Then you have... There's at least... All the DS games have alternate character modes where they actually level up, so... It's just you don't have equipment. And then there's this way, where you have equipment, sort of, and you have stuff that increases your stats. But because you can't actually level up, you're pretty much always more or less where the game wants you to be in terms of difficulty, so that the challenge level stays kind of consistent throughout. It doesn't start off easy and get harder. Well, I guess it does get a little bit harder, but you're always within the range that the game wants you to be at for these areas, generally speaking. If you go out of your way to find all the hidden shit. So rather than getting progressively difficult or having a reverse difficulty curve, which often happens in some of these Metroidvania style games, it's more a consistent flat line. Boom. If this game was programmed incompetently, I could have pulled a Knuckles and flew away. Ducking here, getting my health and magic back, or hearts, or whatever. My magical hearts. I know I've said it before, but it would have been nice to have modes based on other Castlevania 3 characters and have the other characters, like Grant and Sypha, to actually appear. Though I don't know how you would make a Grant mode in this game. Climbing walls does not seem... Climbing walls, first of all, seems like something you wouldn't really be able to do too well for this game or in this engine, as it would break too many things. Though I guess you could make areas, like, make it so that he can only climb specific walls. Maybe. Or maybe you could give him a triple jump or something? I don't know. Like, I don't know how you would play as Grant if he were in this game. I really hate the fact that the Netflix series seems to just ignore Grant's existence, like he wasn't even there. I mean, he's the first person most people get to join them in Castlevania 3. And even though he's probably the weakest party member, he's still got his uses. I mean, I don't like what Castlevania Judgment did to Grant with making him look like Discount Voldo from Soul Calibur, but hey, at least they included the guy. is so far more than I can say for the Netflix series. And his particular set of skills could be used, like, they could expand on the fact that he's a thief and can, like, sneak into places and open doors from the other side and get past locks and other roguish skills. And then they could have had a quad of people instead of a trio. I mean, I like trios, but you don't see quads as often as you don't see quartets as team dynamics as quite as often. Thunder Whip. I guess it might also be because I grew up with, like, old school. I grew up with, like, you know, Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters and whatnot. And I just like teams of 4. I've always preferred teams of 4 to teams of 3. Huh. Oh. Thunder, 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 thunder whip! I remember when I first heard about Final Fantasy VII having 3 people as your party size instead of the usual 4 people. I was like, why? Like, that confused me. Get off. Nah. I would still like to see somebody either do some kind of, like, ROM hack or something of Castlevania 3 where you can have all 4 characters with you, or someone even try to readapt Castlevania 3 into like an RPG or something. One thing that I think particularly points out the difference between my gaming sensibilities and interests and Mark's is we were having a discussion. I was talking about Capcom possibly making an RPG set in the Ghosts and Goblins universe with, like, party members including Arthur, Princess Prin, and even Firebrand, just because. And Mark was like, how about a beat-em-up? And I'm just like, I'd rather have... like, the first game I could think of to have all these characters as playable was an RPG, and Mark thought of a beat-em-up. And then I was like, how about a beat-em-up RPG? This is how our Skype conversations go. You know, I've seen games that more or less mix beat-em-up mechanics with RPG mechanics, but I don't think I've ever seen a game that I would full-on describe as, like, a complete merger between the two. I almost wonder, like, how that would work. Well, I don't really wonder how that would work. I would just go ahead and make it. We'd probably either go into beat-em-up style mechanics during battles, sort of like, you know, sort of like a Tales of kind of game, or a Star Ocean type game, but it actually plays more like a beat-em-up. And your character, and like beat-em-ups that have arbitrary leveling systems, your character would gain new combos as they leveled. But then you'd still have towns that you visited, shops, equipment that you purchase. Or actually, there are beat-em-ups that, in their core structure, almost have some RPG elements to them, level-ups and whatnot. What if you did something like River City Ransom, where you navigate the whole world in a beat-em-up style fashion, but you have safe zones, you have like safe zones that are basically towns, with the whole map being interconnected. Oh wow, I'm trying to think of an idea that's like a beat 'em up Metroidvania action RPG. That's something I don't think I've seen anyone else do before. Alright, this episode's kind of dragging on, so I'm gonna find a save room and call it quitsies. Doop boop doop boop 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 boop. But first, my curiosity is leading me in this direction. So, gotta figure out what's over here. And what's over here? Ooh, attack up. And they probably locked me in this room, haven't they? Yep. The Thunder Whip has the ability to stun enemies for a time. Stupid. White level. Yeah, I did not catch that. 35. That's what I thought. 35. Necromancers. Do. Okay, so yeah, at the next save point I find, I'm gonna end this. Which will probably be the save point out, right outside the boss room. Portals. Conveniently placed portals. Because they couldn't give me a slide. And as I've already mentioned before, the only reason he can't fit... The only reason the things are as low as they are, to the point where a slide would not make sense, is because they arbitrarily did it that way. Oh, speaking of portals, you know what? I'll use this warp device to warp me to the Mortavia Aqueduct, where I have an easy access to a save point and a warp point right next to each other. and I'll save over there, and when we pick up again, I'll continue my assault on this machine tower. See you then.